Hey guys, so today we're taking a look at one of my holy grails, a figure I have wanted for such a long time and I finally acquired. So here we have the Asia Premium Series Dark of the Moon Striker Optimus Prime, which is a remold of the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime, with a new chest, kind of like a Jetwing, but he doesn't have the Buster guns anymore. Instead, he has the swords, this cannon, and the shield. I opted to get this one over the Jetwing because I have the Studio Series Jetwing Optimus, so I was like, yeah, I'll get this one. I think this one looks cooler anyway. So here's in his robot mode, his stealth mode. Top of the box right there is his robot mode. Side of the box, Transformers Dark of the Moon. Back of the box, electronic sounds, Optimus Prime speaks, blah, blah, blah. Robot, vehicle battle mode. The weapons. Mine, unfortunately, has a little hole there. I hate that, but it's all right. Like, I'm going to display the box like this, so. Now, if you open it from here, it's got like a little fold-out thing where it's got, mech, the mech tech explanation, robot, blah, blah, blah. Now, as far as I know, Striker Optimus was never released here in the US for some reason. I actually legitimately don't know why they didn't release Striker Optimus over here, but he was not released over here. Jetwing was, but he was not. Now, I reviewed the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus years ago. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. I sold it to my friend, and I was, like, really missing it. So I've always wanted that Striker Prime anyway, so I was like, let's just kill two birds with one stone. So here he is in his vehicle mode, and aside from this piece right here, which I will get to, it is just a prettied up version of the Revenge of the Fallen one. It probably looks a lot to you like Buster Prime, if you guys know that version of the mold, which was just a better paint Revenge of the Fallen with chrome. My only problem with the chrome is this front piece becomes the bottom of the feet. So, and you can see there's already some scratches, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about that, but the paint is phenomenal. Like the silver paint right here looks amazing. On the blue and the reds and the oranges all look vibrant. The chrome does look nice. I don't think it's going to flake off. It doesn't seem very flakeable, but, And then, of course, you have this piece here, which is why this is the Striker version. Now, there is another Striker Optimus, is just a regular color version, which I was looking for, but it's really expensive. So this piece here, you have two swords, two guns, and this, which is basically supposed to be a shield. You can store them on his truck as like a trailer, but what it's really meant for is you take this piece right here, you fold this up, fold that down, you fold this piece forward, and you've got a new truck front, which just kind of slides on right there, and you can just kind of flatten it out like that. You got a big armored truck. I'll show you what to do with these in a second. Now, you take these pieces, rotate this around like that, then pop this up like you're transforming him into a robot mode. Flip it down, then rotate it. And do the same thing on this side. Now, the joints on this seem a lot tighter than the Revenge of the Fallen one did. Whether or not it's a good thing is up to you. Personally, I prefer tighter joints over super loose joints. And these will just kind of fold down. You can take his mech tech guns, and you can unlock them like so, and then that'll untab. Then lock that into place, and these guns will plug in up top right there. Like that. And now you can plug the guns or the swords in up top right here. For that look, but I prefer this, where you put the swords on the front. And there you have the vehicle battle mode. with the swords. I think that looks a lot cooler with the swords up front, personally. When I first saw this, I was like, what is this? This is stupid. And then I realized it was a separate piece. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. But I like this a lot. I think this looks awesome. On a personal level. I just think the super battle, super powerful vehicle mode is neat. I usually don't, like, prefer vehicle modes like that. But for this figure, I do actually think it's pretty cool. We'll get back to all these pieces in a minute. Because we have him like this already, might as well start transforming him. So, if you guys know this mold, you know how crazy it gets. But we're already part of the way there, so. Oh yeah, and he does have the racing truck noises. So if we fold all of this up, rotate all of that around, flip this, rotate this like that rather, and then there's a post and a tab. Like that. All right. So this figure is notorious for the transformation. We'll see how I do, because yeah, granted, I've transformed a lot of Masterpiece figures, so disconnect right there. Give that a little squeeze. That'll all come down. And we'll go ahead and focus on the legs first so we can get him to stand. Flip that out. Flip these wheels up. Tab that in. Rotate that down. Flip that in. Rotate that down. Separate all that. Fold his legs down. Rotate this around. Flip that down. And then fold those pieces up into his feet. And then flip that forward. And you can pull these back if you want to. Don't mind me, I'm still recovering from being sick. And then connect all of that, and he'll make the old transformation noise, which doesn't make sense for a movie character, but all right. Rotate this down, flip that around, then tab that in right there. And these tab in a lot better than my original Revenge of the Fallen one. So kudos there. Flip this around. And then flip all of that. Pull these up. Plug those in. Up top. Right there. And then pull these down. Disconnect all of that. Then we'll rotate the arms around. Plug that in. Rotate that down. Flip that up, flip that around, and flip that up. Rotate this, which I like that they remolded this to be more like the new arm. I think that's cool. Flip that down and then flip that back. Same thing over here. Flip that up, rotate, 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 close, push up. There you go. And then flip up. I was hoping to avoid that. Flip that up. And then you plug this in right there and then push it down. And then just kind of rotate those up. And there you go. You have Striker Optimus in his robot mode. And this guy is stunning. He looks absolutely amazing. I still think this is the best movie Optimus figure we've ever gotten. Better than the Masterpiece, I think. I think this is the coolest version of this mold. I prefer this chest piece or this abdomen piece. I just think it looks cooler. The paint scheme is incredible. You don't have the buttons that flip out the swords anymore, so you actually, filled that out. Now, granted, I didn't mind the old swords, but just having, not to worry about it and able to, hold his arm straight down with the swords being out, I think that's much better. Of course, you've already heard it, but if you pull this piece down, that was his Mech Alive gimmick. And he still does have the Mech Alive gimmick in there. Like, if you turn his arm, you can kind of see the pieces moving in there. Articulation-wise, for the time, this guy was phenomenal. He's still really cool. Articulation-wise, like I said, his head isn't on a full 360, but it's okay. His arms are, however, in and out the shoulders, rotation at the bicep, elbow joint, wrist swivel. No waist swivel, but I really think you could have engineered one in, but things can go forward. They can go back. They do have the splits in and out at the knee. And he's got kind of like a fixed ball joint. Because there's like if you pull the foot off, I'm not going to, but there's like a post on the ball joint that has like divots in the foot that let it lock the ball joint into place. So it's a very tight ball joint. And something about this figure is it feels really tight. Like all the joints feel good. They definitely, and granted, this has been in the box. I got this completely sealed. This has been in the box since 2011, but this feels incredible still. Something a lot of modern figures don't get right. Like, something about the older figures, they just feel better. I've said this before. Now, weapon-wise, he does have a Mech Tech port here, so if you wanted to just plug the sword directly onto there, you could, but I think it looks dumb. He can, of course, just hold his swords, which I think looks awesome. Now, given this is Dark of the Moon, I wish he had a normal holding sword, because that's kind of how Dark of the Moon worked. Except in the one scene where it worked like this, where he was just assaulting people, but, the Transformers, we don't have continuity. Not good continuity, anyway. This piece, if you fold all that in, fold these pieces down, then fold this out. He does have a shield, which he did have in the movie. It didn't look like this, but, they gave him one, which is neat. And the two Mech Tech weapons he has, if you combine them together, you do get his gun from the movie. The "we will kill them all" scene. Yeah, this looks so cool. And then, it's just brilliant. Now, the way I display him is I actually try to mimic the Dark of the Moon poster. So, like, I give him this sword and kind of just have him. He doesn't hold this gun super well. That's like my only real complaint about this figure. I mean, if you don't try to display, like if you just put him in a pose, he'll hold it just fine. But when you try to mess with him, which, given how beautiful and premium painted this is, you probably shouldn't mess with him all that much anyway. But yeah, I try to just like replicate the Dark of the Moon poster as best as I can. And he gets the job done. Now, like I said, I still think this is the best movie Optimus figure. And this is honestly one of my favorite figures of all time. I think this is one of the best leader class molds ever made, if not the best leader class mold. I know there's an argument made for Cybertron Optimus, but I love this one. I think this is my personal favorite movie Optimus Prime figure. One of my favorite Optimus Prime figures in general. It might actually be my favorite non-MP, non-HasLab Optimus. Like, oh, man. I might do a top 5 favorite Optimus molds soon, because this has really got me thinking about it. But this is absolutely one of the best figures ever made. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you say, oh, it's dated. It's still, it beats the shit out of the Studio Series figures. It beats the shit out of the Masterpiece one. This is just cream of the crop movie Optimus. I think this is the best movie Optimus figure ever. I think it's just one of the best Optimus figures, period. Really, the only complaint I have is just there's no real storage for his weapons. I mean, you can kind of like put one of his swords back there, but that just looks weird. And just, no axe. I would like if he had his axe. But if you get the Caliber Optimus, you can give him that axe. Because that's kind of meant to be a weapon pack for this mold anyway. Really, the movie, the best one, but there's nothing saying he can't hold it. But yeah, for me, this is definitely peak movie Optimus Prime figure. This mold is expensive now. Every version of this mold is priced. So if you try to pick it up now, good luck. I'm not even going to tell you how much this cost me because I just don't want to. But it was not cheap, but I've wanted this figure for so long, and I finally have it, and I could not be happier with my purchase. This is just fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching me gush about a figure. It's very rare that I get to gush about an older figure, and I'm very happy to do so here. This is just incredible. So, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and stick around for more. Take care.